Number 5. Huh. Kick. 3 animation. Gagawa ko ng 3. 3D animation. Shit. I gotta be quiet.
No, seriously, look at this. Look at this. Oh, hey, cuz, hey, lock the door, pop the trunk, bro. No. It's cold out here. Nah, you tripping, bro. Nah, cuz. No, you getting out. It's your I'm not putting your shit back in the You caught up.
Sheesh.
Don't think that the court system cares anything about your relationship with your child. Fortunately, a lot of men come in and they say, I want the judge to know exactly what she's been doing, how she's been treating me, how she treats the kids. And I kind of say, wait a minute, it's rare you find a judge who gives a shit. Okay, it's rare. They don't care. They care about moving cases off their docket. They want their docket to stay clean. So I want them to understand that. You can fight for your day in court. You can get in there. You can have a great case. You can have great evidence. And you can still lose because this judge doesn't care. The judge might be friends with opposing counsel. The law firm may have contributed to the campaign of the judge. There are so many factors that are involved in justice that have nothing to do with justice. You know, it's crazy. We have these big books and they have all these laws in there and there's pages and pages of laws. You know, the judge must XYZ. Then they end it with, or whatever the judge thinks is in the child's best interest, okay? Which kills you on appeal, essentially.
Good day, everyone. Mr. Manser, you claim you spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son, Dylan. Because of the sensitivity of this issue, ran 2 tests. The results are as follows. In the case of Manser versus Sears, Mr. Manser, you are not
God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. This is why. She should be convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I didn't.
That is fraud.
Mr. Manser,
That is
I
fraud.
know you're upset. I know it's overwhelming. Miss Sears, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talk to him still. Get away from my son.
He apologized.
Marriage is a legal theft. If you remove the desire to procreate and raise a family, why should a man get married? There really isn't a huge motivation to get married if, as a man, you do not desire children. The only other reasons I can think of are sex and companionship. Men in the West should avoid marriage because it has become a trap. A woman makes tactics that after 5 years, she can have 2 babies and be ready to ask for divorce. Then she gets the house, the kids, and the ex-husband has to pay her well. She can after that continue her sexual life by dating men and enjoy even a life with a female partner. The Western government has made the husband a donkey servant who works for the good of his mistress. Unless you actually want a traditional family, or are doing it for religious reasons to fulfill some God-given destiny, then there is no benefit to getting married for men in modern westernized society. A man used to be king in his house, but due to the attack on masculinity and the elevation of female worship, most married men are victims of the bait and switch.
Kailangan ko ng ano?
While dating, the woman is willing.
Kailangan ko ng loot drop. Shop. Hindi pa mabot. 370 dapat yan.
To give herself to you totally and abundantly in terms of sexual intimacy and support mentality and emotionally. Once she gets the commitment, then
Sounds
she
like a
differs
painful
to
in
the
the
trope
ass.
of happy wife, then happy life. She becomes queen ruler and treats you like her servant and court jester. In this subservient role, you become, for lack of a better term,
Pen.
a little bitch-ass simp. This then in turn causes her to lose attraction to you, and the sex becomes non-existent. By the 7 to 10 year mark, the marriage is dead, and she'll hit the marriage delete button and take the kids, house, and half your paycheck. Divorce rate is 51% in America, and over 75% of those divorces are initiated by women. To add to that, the majority of the time, the woman gets full custody of the children, and the guy could have to pay her alimony even if she cheated on him. Why? Why get married? If you want to get married, you have to pick these professions: jar opener, high shelf reacher, trash taker outer, driver, and unnecessary chore doer. Actually, profession implies one gets paid.
Yep.
Yet the man pays, and not with money. That's not the issue. He pays with his freedom, his masculinity, and therefore his life. You'll lose your freedom. At least, if you're charged with child support that you can't pay, you will be put in jail. And if you can't afford a lawyer, you don't have the right to have one appointed because, according to the Supreme Court, it's technically a civil matter, never mind jail time. Fathers and families found that it's the men who are jailed rather than women. A new report concludes that between 95% and 98.5% of all incarcerations in Massachusetts, sentenced from the Massachusetts Probate and Family Courts from 2001 through 2011, have been men. Moreover, this percentage may be increasing, with an average of 94.5% from 2001 to 2008 and 96.2% from 2009 through 2011. It is likely that most of these incarcerations are for incomplete payment of child support. Further analysis suggests that women who fail to pay all of their child support are not incarcerated as often as men with similar violations. In the old days, marriage provided a man several things: greatly enhanced social standing, enhanced stability and reliability in his relationship, access to sex, societally acceptable reproduction. Nowadays, it provides none of these things. And what of divorce? Depending on how far back one goes, 5%, 1900-ish, to 20%, 1950-ish, of marriages ended in divorce. Divorce was only allowed if someone was at fault, and the faults that were considered grounds for divorce were blatant and defined: infidelity, physical abuse, beating, and abandonment. If the woman was the one to cheat, beat, or abandon the man didn't have to fork over any property to her. Divorce now, though. 50% of marriages end in divorce. Divorce is allowed for nebulous reasons or no reasons at all. The man doesn't have to grossly screw up to lose his marriage. Even if the woman was the one to cheat, beat, or abandon the man, she still gets half of their marital assets.
Getting sad. I gotta stop watching that.
Does this outfit look familiar? This is the same thing I wore.
Nope.
We are
Yeah,
going.
no.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Whoa.
Nope.
I said
Nope. Nope.
When
Nope.
Reddit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling through the video.
Senior World of Warcraft designer. Eat shit, Bobby Kotick, you pathetic ghoul. Waste the millions you didn't earn from people whose talent and light you'll never understand. Eat shit, Bobby Kotick. The reason why everybody is tweeting stuff like this is because Bobby Kotick is gone now. Like, I think yesterday or today was his last day. There it is. Like, look at this here. Bobby Kotick has left Activision Blizzard. He allegedly cost the team months of Overwatch 2 development time and once blamed a decline in stock price on the game, deflecting scandals during his tenure. To be fair, I'm gonna say, I actually agree with Bobby with this. The reason why people stopped playing the games wasn't because of the sexual harassment lawsuit. It's because the
game sucks.
In my opinion, by the way, I don't think that Bobby Kotick leaving is going to have any impact on us as players. I just don't really think so. I think they're going to keep doing the exact same stuff. right? Like Bobby is always, Bobby's a great villain, and everybody gets mad about Bobby, and oh shit, why do you think nothing's changing? If you ask Bobby Kotick, how many levels are there in the Abattoir of Zir, would he know the answer is 25? Would he know the highest item level in Diablo 4? Would he know the new raid that's out in World of Warcraft? Probably not. I think in a way, like, he has the impact on everything on like a meta level, but the actual like fundamental product problems, I would assume don't really have a lot to do with him. Like, he's not telling the designers of the Lilith fight to make the colors of the fire the same color as the ground. Like, he didn't do that, because there are just so many blatant fuck ups that seem like they're so simple to solve, and they don't get solved. I don't think that Bobby has that. Bobby is not micromanaging. Not much optimism in War Within. Well, is the War Within fixing the problem that has everybody using 7 different add-ons to play the game? Is the War Within fixing the problem of spell effects so you can actively see what's happening on the floor? All I'm saying is I don't think that, yes, Bobby Kotick leaving, this is good, the guy was an asshole, etc., and I've never heard anything good about him, but the truth is that I don't think it's going to completely change everything and make it all better. Culture affects game development, though? You're right, and I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't think I will be. That's all. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of times where it's like,
Welcome back, tribe. Let's get into it. Body count counts.
I'm sorry, Michael. You were jumping. Michael sent me a tweet. This is pretty important, and I'm going to let Michael take the stage here. Let's pull the tweet up. And it basically has to do with higher body counts in married women and how linked to their higher probability.
Can we ask the question before we show the
Michael,
answer?
I'm going to allow you. You know what? As CEO of this show, I'm going to give you Chief Operating Officer alignment. Go ahead, Michael. The floor is yours.
Ladies, put a red, a green if you think it does matter, a red if you think it doesn't matter. Does body count matter? Does a woman's body count matter before she gets married to a man? Does it have any direct correlation to happiness in the relationship? Put a red if you think it does. Red if you think it doesn't, and green if you think it does.
Michael, you have to remind him to put it up high.
Put it up high so we can all see it. Got it. Okay, cool.
So we've got about 50-50 situation. We have it doesn't count.
So
yes,
ready?
yes, no, no.
All right,
no. Okay.
so for those of you who said yes, can you keep your red ones up? The green ones you guys can put it down. If I were to do a study and I were to look at women who cheat in a relationship and women who don't cheat in a relationship, and I was looking at previous sexual partners, would I find more sexual partners in women who did cheat in a relationship or women who didn't cheat in a relationship? What do you guys think? Who did? You three. You four. Would I find more sexual partners in women who did cheat in a marriage or women who didn't?
No, I think they probably got it all out of their system. They don't need to cheat.
Right. So you're saying I should find the same number of sexual partners in women who did cheat and women who didn't cheat before they got married. Is that correct?
I mean, are you really going to ask them? Like, does it matter?
I think that's weird. If you're going to bring an Excel sheet to a relationship, that's weird. Maybe someone got it all out of it when they're 21.
I'm not asking anything. I'm asking.
At 30, they're different.
We do a survey with thousands of people, and when we do the survey, we ask women, you women who cheated, how many sexual partners do you have? And you women who didn't cheat, how many sexual partners do you have? When I do this survey, am I going to find out that women who have cheated, are they going to have more sexual partners before they were married or fewer?
How the fuck do we know?
I've never cheated.
Because you can do a survey. That's how you know.
I've never cheated.
I don't know. I never did the survey.
I think high mileage should be with high mileage.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
So the answer that the answer that you guys have to give is that you should have the same number of sexual partners for women who did cheat and women who didn't, because you just said, by holding up the red thumbs down, that there is no correlation between a woman having more sexual partners before she's married and the likelihood of her cheating. So if we did a study please.
Okay.
What we should find is that we should find the same number of
I mean, it doesn't.
Hold on. Well,
different.
I love the
fact. Michael, it's Michael's time to speak.
My favorite part is it's all circumstantial, and you don't care about studies, and I haven't even pulled up the study yet. Maybe the study agrees with you. You don't know. But the answer is But here's the thing: women who have cheated in a marriage have 230% more sexual partners before they're married than women who don't cheat in a marriage. So there is data showing a scientific correlation between high body count and
It's crazy that we need a study for something that's common sense. People who are women who are sexually promiscuous would be more at risk for cheating in a marriage. Who knew, dude? Groundbreaking discoveries by science, yet again. You mean somebody who has a proclivity for sex over and over and over again, especially with strangers, would engage in extramarital affairs? God, how shocking.
Likelihood of a woman cheating in a relationship. Now, the data is over. The question that you had on here before, that's a fun question to ask, we don't have to ask anymore. Does body count matter? The answer is yes.
Let's show the data real quick.
I would assume that they wouldn't
show your
cheat 'cause
work.
they
Punch in on
had
that.
enough sex.
Michael, would you be a
That's what I would
professor and
think.
stand up and should point to something?
So the main thing I want you to look at here is total males sexual partners ever cheat.
And did you hear what that one said? She said, you would think that the people with the higher body count wouldn't cheat because they're over it. So that one
No.
self-admits to cheating. And then you can see the mentality that the woman has because I got over it. It's a feeling. So cheaters chase a feeling. What you need to understand with these high body count women is that the feeling that they chase will never go away. Even after you put a ring on, eventually life gets boring again. You get in a fight again. Some arguments happen and she looks for the feeling again. Because these people lack something deep inside that fulfills them. So they fill that black hole, the void, with cheating. Now, once you learn that this is a thing, men instinctively shy away from committing to high body count women simply for the fact that you don't know if the child's yours. That's a biological thing we have in us. But on a psychological level, if you just think about why women have high body counts, and this can go for men too, just in general of why people engage in high risk behavior like one night stands and the like, you'll see that it is a psychological thing that they're chasing, the novelty of a new body, a form of coping from trauma, and a whole slew of other red flags, psychological issues that they're dealing with. Now, it's not a reach to make the logical leap that women with high body counts are prone to cheating more and more because of all the aforementioned issues. But from a woman's point of view, I got the feeling out and marriage should fix this feeling because I'm ready to settle down. I'm tired of getting pumped and dumped, only to find out that another Chad may have looked my way once or twice while I was married, or have a midlife crisis because I'm getting older and men aren't looking at me anymore and I miss the attention. Whatever the stupid reasons are, the fifis always win out in the end. And you're always going to end up getting cheated on by this specific kind of female. So pay attention to what they say. They tell on themselves all the time.
Cheated, no and yes, and you go right there. The mean for women who did not cheat, it was 3.87, and for women who did cheat, it was 8.93. That is 2.5. That's 2.3 times as much. If you read on the bottom, the average number of male sexual partners for married women who cheated on their husbands was 2.3 times higher than those who did not cheat. An independent test found that the difference means between the two groups was statistically significant. So if it was 10% more for women who cheated, or 20% more, no, it's 230% more. Like this is undeniable at this point. That's the first thing.
So Michael, because we got to get to Rolo, give us your final assessment on what happened. You've showed us the evidence. You've laid out your case. I know law school was abolished, but this is something that you're going to allow to show the jury here. Present your evidence and let them know where they should do and how they should implement this information to their life.
If you guys want to sleep with hundreds of men, that's not the issue. That's not the problem we're saying. But what we are saying is there may be some correlation between a woman who either wants to have sex with a lot of men, not being successful in a marriage, or a woman having sex with a lot of men causing different neurological changes or endocrine changes that cause her to not be able to function in a marriage. And so good advice might be, according to this data, to not have a ton of sexual partners before you get married, and for men to not marry a woman with a lot of sexual partners. This is not the only data that's done this. This is just one that was done in 2021.
This is the whole virgin bride situation.
But my point is, I never, with what's a high value man? Keep asking that if you want. Does body count matter? That question's done.
Got it.
And the comment says, I'm engaged to someone who never had a boyfriend before. That experience has been 1,000 times better than all the other women I dated, many of which had 12 plus partners. I could tell a huge difference in how she behaves as a partner and how committed she is to making the relationship work. It's really not rocket science. We live in a world where most men who get married are getting destroyed financially. Divorced, and they can significantly reduce the risk by being selective in dating women who aren't promiscuous. Interestingly enough, I have a experience in college where I was a woman's first, and she was, I would have to say objectively, one of the best, if not the best partners I've ever had during the time that we were seeing each other. The amount of effort this woman put in, the arousal she had, the effort, the care, and the attention that she put into me.
No. Nope. No way.
And the relationship was incomparable to the rest. Sex was also the best. She put in a lot of effort to learn. She
that a
was
guy?
very willing to
Over.
learn, very coachable, did and tried absolutely everything because she wanted to take care of me and be the best she could for me. And that difference
would
is still
suck if they
unmatched
just
today.
comes in.
When you get women that have a
Yeah, I highly
history with a
suspect
ton
they
of
couldn't do
men,
it.
and she's gotten her heart broken a ton of times, they do the whole Disney narrative in their heads of happily ever after. This is my Prince Charming. We're going to spend the rest of our lives together. We're going to have kids together. We're going to do all this stuff together. Eventually gets her heart broken and then starts to build up walls and psychological blocks that she uses to protect herself from being hurt again. Now, repeat this by the 10th guy, 12th guy, 15th guy, 20th guy, 30th guy, 40th guy. And by the time you get to her, the higher her body count, the more of a husk she is, the more walls she's built up, and the more psychologically closed off she is. She's a worse partner for you in every way imaginable, except in the bedroom if you're looking purely for a freak and for fun and don't want any emotional attachment while you're doing the deed.
Man, this is getting depressing. I don't want to watch this anymore.
I also need to defend.
Sorry. Shouldn't have. I'm gonna close this one. Shit. Are they coming for me? Hope not. Are they coming for me? See one guy. Is that a guy? I think I see one.
What's your
Getting scared.
Yeah, hi. I also
Getting scared.
I tell my
Are they
single
coming?
friends, I'm like, if you want a man, go anywhere.
Are they coming? Okay, good. Fuck. Fucking knew it. Yeah, I'm out. Epal. Epal masyado. Yeah, of course, it's this guy. Okay, back to normal servers.
All right, you got this. Who's the big bad aircraft? You are unstoppable. Yes, there are none that are more powerful than me. I am unstoppable. The West will run in fear. Boo. Where the fuck did you come from, you American scum? I could have came from over there. Or over there. For all you know, I could have been hiding in your closet and you never would have detected me. So you got lucky once. It will never happen again. You saw me once. That'll never happen again. Next time, you're gonna be debris before you ever detect the Mach 2 Bumblebee.
You know, I'm all about intimidation and power projection, but who the fuck let the kid get that close to Yemen without me knowing? Air Force, fire somebody. Okay. Oh my god, there's just so much going on around the world. Let's just go around the room. Okay, so Israel, good job taking...
Oh, meron. Ito ba yung... The fuck? Naano ko to? Naano ko tong tao na to? Oh, there's 3 guys watching, huh? So... Okay. So it's them. I don't know what the fuck is going on. What the fuck are those guys? Moment ng puta.
Taking out that Iranian general in Syria. We will. Oh, shut the fuck up. I don't care about your opinion anymore. Everything in the Middle East is literally your fault. You pump a whole bunch of money, ammunition, weapons, and everything into these terrorist organizations. They fuck around. Me and my allies help them find out, and all of a sudden, we're the bad guy. Stop funding Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Okay, fuckface? Are you alright? No, I am so unbelievably tired of being in the goddamn desert. I am so tired of that shit. Tell you what, go over to Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, anywhere over there in the desert, pick up the sand in the middle of nowhere, sniff it. It smells like ass. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get ass dust out of your vehicles? Fucking pop quiz answer, you don't. I thought I was gonna go somewhere a little bit cooler this time, but it turns out Russia is really bad at warfare. Side note, Ukraine, good job. I heard you downed 5 Russian aircraft recently and a Russian landing ship. Good job. Yeah, it turns out those air defense systems are still really good at shooting down enemy aircraft. You know the ones that you said you've destroyed like 700 fucking times?
I have seized the town of Mariinka. I will not agree that you shot down any of my aircraft, but I will agree that you have sunk one of my landing vessels.
And I'm not going to agree
Even
that
normal
you
service,
seized
you
that
gonna
town.
grip me?
You know, I would say like, well, I guess we don't know what's going on,
Oh.
but you know, you're kind of lying about everything all the time. Like you didn't get ammunition from North Korea, which is poorly
gonna
made and
feed
now
me the bombs,
exploding
huh?
and destroying your guns and people, which is funny.
What
as
is
shit.
going on? Wow, 50,000 mobs. Okay, sure. I'm done. I'm done. Fuck this.